What's going on, y'all? It's KM Best, your favorite 69th ranked Marvel snapper with Loki in the spotlight caches this week. A lot of people are asking me what is the best Loki deck, and in a shocking coincidence, I think the best Loki deck is also probably the best deck in the game. This is my current build of Loki with Werewolf, and yes, I do believe that Werewolf is required to play the deck to the furthest extent that you can. I spent a lot of time today messing around with Elsa builds as well, but fundamentally, the Werewolf build allows you to get a similar amount of power while maintaining more ability to have tech slots, because if you're playing Elsa, you kind of need to also be playing Jeff and Kitty, and that takes up some spots that you would otherwise use for your tech cards. Now, speaking of those tech cards, in this list, it is Shang-Chi and Cosmo. Very obvious question to ask is, why are you playing Cosmo and Shang-Chi in the same deck? And the simple answer is, because they're both really good right now. Previously, I had a Green Goblin in the spot that Cosmo is currently in, but an uptick in Destroy has forced me away from that. And Cosmo is a very good card against Destroy, Shang-Chi is a very good card against Destroy, and typically they don't conflict. I think in the entire time I played this deck, which I played like 25 games, had like a 70% win rate over those 25 games, I would say that it had one conflict over the course of those games. So that is not nothing. I mean, like, it does happen, but it only happened when my opponent Dr. Octopused me. That's kind of the only time they ever actually conflicted. Maybe one other time, but I don't know if it would have changed anything. This is not a super common conflict to run into. You can play around it. I do believe you have that ability. Now, the other conflict that people tend to see in a list like this is the conflict between Quinjet and Falcon. And make no mistake, that is a conflict, and you kind of just have to deal with it. Falcon is a little bit too good right now because of the amount of people playing Clog, and because of its ability to let you reuse some of your very powerful one-cost cards that are the main way that you can scale up your Werewolf. Falcon letting you scale your Werewolf higher than you otherwise could allows you to play those one-cost cards early and still get value from them late. Very important inclusion in the list. In terms of overall play patterns, the main cards you're looking to play are something along the lines of one drop into Collector, into Werewolf, into Loki. You can also do things like one drop into Collector, into Werewolf, into some dudes into Loki. But I do think that your general nut draw is just your scaling cards and then a Loki. That's really all you're trying to do. Obviously, you do want to be greedy with Loki if you can. You don't want to be forced into making bad Lokis, like Lokis for 3, unless you're in a very specific situation where you know a Loki for 3 is called for. Now, there is a decent amount of what I like to call turn 5 watching in this deck, which is to say, because you run Chavez, you're really looking to pick up a Loki by turn 5. And that means that, like, a lot of your turn 5s are like, oh god, I'm like 25% to get the Loki here. If I get the Loki here, I basically win. But you might not draw the Loki. Another card that really helps you out in the early game is Nico Minoru. Nico Minoru's Draw 2 is probably the best mode that you can get with her in this list. There is Nico Minoru's Draw 2, and then there is her copy ability onto a Collector. Those are kind of nut draws. If you can pull off the Nico Draw 2, you are going to be so far ahead because you are so much more likely to get to at least 2 of the 3 parts of your nut draw, namely Collector, Werewolf, and Loki. Now, drawing those 2 cards means that's just so much more likely to happen. Obviously, there are still some targets that you might have to hit, but generally speaking, when you hit one of those openings, you are in an extremely dominant position. Let's kick off the card-by-card breakdown with Maria Hill, who is a 1/2 that adds a card to your hand. This is a great card to just play on turn 1. Because of Falcon, you are able to be a lot more free with your plays of cards like this. You just play her out there, you get something decent, you can get an Elsa, you can get a Collector, you can get a lot of decent stuff. You could also get a Shocker, that kind of sucks, but you take the good with the bad. Most of what you're doing with this card is just putting stuff into your hand that you can use later, and Maria is good enough that you should not worry about playing her on turn 1 for like future Collector value. You can just play her out on turn 1. Nico Minoru is a card that I think makes this deck incredibly powerful in the mirror, which is to say, if you ever get a Nico in the mirror, there are so many things that are kind of game-breaking to get from a one-cost card in a mirror where you have Nico and they don't. For example, drawing 2 off of Nico in a mirror means that you are almost certainly going to have better options than your opponent. A lot of Loki mirrors come down to who gets the stuff that actually matters. Collector, Werewolf, and Loki. You have Nico that draws 2, you are so much more likely to get the stuff that actually matters. A Nico on turn 1 with the draw 2 ability is one of the scariest openers in the mirror that you can possibly see. So for this reason, I don't think there's a direct one-to-one replacement for this card. A lot of people are going to ask, what can I put in for Nico? And I think the answer is the deck will get worse without her. That said, if you don't have Nico and you still want to play this archetype, you can still play this archetype. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Just understand that you might have to be a little bit cautious in mirrors, especially when your opponent does have Nico. Those are the dynamics you're going to have to opt into if you want to play this list without her. Now, in terms of replacements, I think it's actually pretty straightforward. Pick a 1-cost card you like that you can reuse reasonably, maybe Agent 13, maybe Iceman, whatever you want. Put it in the deck and call it a day. It's not going to be as good as Nico, but it will be, a card that fits the game plan that you can use. I don't think there's anything wrong with playing this deck without Nico, as long as you aren't trying to do so in the very high levels of Infinite. Quinjet is a remarkably powerful card, but I think right now I would say it's worse than it has been in previous weeks because there's just less decks that it beats for free and more killmongers running around. Quinjet normally beats decks that, something like Thanos where they just run a bunch of big guys or, Galactus. Those are the matchups where Quinjet Loki is very good. In Loki mirrors, it can be a little bit cloggy because most of the cards you get in Loki mirrors already are very easily playable just off the Loki and you don't need the extra discount, so you've used the board space on a 1-2 that isn't really doing a whole lot. Or alternatively, you play it into a destroy deck, they killmonger it, and you feel like an idiot. That said, it's still worth the inclusion, just a little less worth the inclusion based on the current metagame than it was only a few days ago. I sometimes don't play Snowguard on turn 1 looking for collector value if I have it in my hand. I don't know if I'm right about this, but I tend to be a little bit cautious about hand size with this card. And if I play it out on turn 1, I no longer have control over my own hand size. It's just already very, very large, and I don't like that. Managing hand size with a deck like this is incredibly important because there are going to be games where you have none of the cards that matter, but you need to still be taking game actions and putting power on the board and then try to draw into one of the cards that matter. So you play as if you're going to top deck Loki and making sure you still have the ability to draw cards, as in not filling your hand up, is very important. Snowguard is probably the card that tests you on this the most. Don't screw yourself by filling your hand up if you need to draw a Loki. Give yourself the out. Collector is very large, and you should generally keep in mind that Shang-Chi only hits 10 plus now. Keeping him at 9 is a relevant thing to do. That said, there's a lot of Shadow King in the meta. There's almost a point at which it's like, all right, whatever. Don't get caught out by Shadow King. If you realize you're going to lose to a Shadow King and you're playing against something like, Darkhawk Bounce or a junk deck, expect them to have the Shadow King. It is very likely that they do. Dude, I just noticed all the hair all over me. My cat. Falcon is genuinely just an important card in this deck. I think he's a little bit better than Beast, although you can go for a Beast in here if you want as well, instead of maybe Cosmo or Shang. That said, Falcon is definitely like A1A in terms of getting good stuff to happen multiple times because he is so much cheaper and he allows you to do so from across multiple lanes. The fact that he pulls from across multiple lanes makes him much easier to use with Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night and Beast don't go together particularly well, but Falcon will let you free up various spaces in multiple lanes at the same time, which gets you way more out of Werewolf by Night than Beast does. This is the main reason why Falcon is like a better option in this deck than Beast, despite the fact that Beast gives a discount, which is genuinely quite useful. Sentinel is a very solid card, but nothing like overwhelmingly special. It's just a card that puts other cards in your hand. It works well with Quinjet. The Sentinel you copy is going to be 1 cost. And it has multiple on reveals, so you can move your Werewolf around as needed. I think people are going to be like, why aren't you running Mirage? And I think Mirage specifically is better when there's a lot of like Mysterio type decks in the metagame. A lot of decks running big, expensive early power stuff A lot of why Mirage was so good in previous metas is so that you could steal your opponent's Elsas and Kitties. That's just not really a thing you need to do anymore. She's not hitting those high priority game winning targets. And so Sentinel is just going to be a little bit better in my opinion. Cosmo versus Rogue is the major debate that we were having here. As I was building this deck, Tanjo, last month's #1 ranked player, showed up in my chat and he was like, you're playing my deck. You should play Cosmo instead of Rogue. And it turns out what we had done is sort of reverse engineered the deck that he was playing. And he said basically Cosmo is way better than Rogue. So we put Cosmo in there, immediately lost 8 cubes to a Miss Marvel gamer. Just phenomenally done. Really great comedic timing on that. But I stuck with the Cosmo and I kept going upwards. That said, if you run into a bunch of Miss Marvel, yeah, Rogue is going to be a lot better. Cosmo is sort of like I don't really know exactly how to describe him. He covers a lot of the matchups that are just like random stuff. So much random stuff ends up just dying to Cosmo. Covering those with Cosmo is quite solid. If you want to play Rogue in here though, be my guest. One question people may have is that Cosmo will stop your on reveals, meaning that you can't play Wolf. Actually, the card still has an on reveal, it just doesn't happen. So you can use on reveal cards to move Wolf into Cosmo's lane. The on reveal just won't happen. This is something that's important to understand about the mechanics of the deck. Werewolf by Night is an extremely tricky card to play. I think one of the major reasons people don't want to play this deck is because it's really hard to make sure this guy does what you want him to do all the time. A lot of turn 6s are just guessing where the wolf goes and hoping you get it right, and then just trying to cover as many options as possible and saying, all right, well, your wolf is going to win one lane, so I have to target all 3 such that, you choose one to win with the wolf and I win the other 2. It's tough. It's really tough to deal with. Like, playing against this card is very difficult, but so is playing with it. And keeping in mind, this is the major reason why Falcon is good here, because you can go like Werewolf into Stuff, into some 1-drops in a Falcon, get those 1-drops back, and suddenly you have a lot of options for where you want the wolf to go on turn 6. One thing you do want to keep in mind when you are playing a Werewolf deck, though, is how you manage priority. If your opponent has priority, they can Shang-Chi or Shadow King the Werewolf on turn 6 before you can start moving it around. This is a very common piece of counterplay. This is also relevant for you. When you want to Shang-Chi your opponent's werewolf, you're going to need to focus on getting priority in order to make that happen. Now, you can also try losing priority and guessing where it's going to end up. I find that a little bit less reliable, but priority mind games are a big part of how this deck is supposed to work, and Wolf is a big reason for that. Shang-Chi is still really good. A lot of people have just been, playing things willy-nilly, just being like, I don't have to worry about Shang-Chi. You do have to worry about Shang-Chi. I am going to play him. That said, I think the choice between Shang-Chi and Loki is the most skill testing part of this deck. It is very easy to just throw your Shang-Chi away and Loki instead into a bunch of stuff that doesn't work in a game where Shang-Chi would have won the game. Understanding whether you're in a Shang-Chi game or a Loki game is extremely important. And I'm also very incentivized to Loki early with hands that don't have Shang-Chi in matches where Shang-Chi is good. Because the more I wait, the likelier I am to draw Shang-Chi and throw him away. So I do think you should be aware of this card basically at all times in your deck or in your hand. He is a major influencer of how you want your game plan to pan out. And choosing between him and Loki is, I am serious when I say this, it's the hardest thing about this deck. Loki's still a little bit brokey. I don't really have a good explanation for why this card is still so good after so many months, like 2 months, but you know what I mean, of being just an absolutely ridiculous card. I would love to see them do something about it, but until they do, I'm going to keep playing him. America Chavez actually got better with the Shang-Chi nerf because now you can just play her in a lane that might get Shang-Chi'd, and you know that she's not going to die. That 9 power is really good right now. I think they actually buffed America Chavez when they nerfed Shang-Chi. I'm interested to see if they end up putting her up to 6'10 again, because I really do think she got better. Normally, this is the part where I talk about all the deck thinning stuff she does and yada, yada, yada. I assume you know that, but in case you don't, she makes it more likely that you draw the cards that really matter when they really matter. So Collector on 2, Werewolf on 3, Loki on 4. She makes all of those more likely to happen. Those are the big power spikes in your deck. Therefore, you play America Chavez. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed that look at what I think is the best deck in the game. It is, of course, still Loki. I'm a little bit sad about it, but what can you do? Like, my job is tell you what the best thing to play if you want to rank up with is. I tried a bunch of other Loki decks, and I had, like, okay win rates with them, and then I switched to this deck for 25 games, and I had a 75% win rate. So, do with that what you will. It's just good. It gets the job done. It plays good cards. It plays a ton of awesome stuff. I do think this is the best shell for Loki. I did try, I know people are going to ask, a no werewolf version with Elsa. I found it to just be like significantly worse, but if you want to try it, I have nothing against you trying it. That said, it does kind of require, you know, Elsa and Kitty and Jeff, so I don't even know if that's a budget version of this deck at all. Like, I don't even think that really counts. Still, with Loki on the collection track, or not the collection track, the collector's cache, I do think that if you have the rest of the cards for this deck, it is probably worth picking him up. He is that good. He is that dominant. The only risk is that they might nerf him again. As always, thank you so much for watching. I've been Cam Best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember to like, subscribe, turn notifications on, all that stuff. Dopamine chemicals go burr. We're going to jump into some gameplay with the list. I hope you enjoy. Thank you again. I've been Cam Best. You've been phenomenal. Cosmo Middle was too late to stop Mystique. Correct, but also I don't think I'm supposed to play around that. A random 3-cost card. Jean Grey. Okay, I don't think that does anything for me, but it's like kind of funny. Keeping my hand size low because of all the shit I have for hand size here. All right, check it. we're gening. I dream of gening. Do you know I'm about to Cosmo that middle lane? It's gonna be so fucking gross. We're gaming. Why not Gene other lanes? I want to make him play middle. Specifically my goal here. And there's no, like, Shang-Chi, no Valkyrie, none of that shit. Shouldn't you snap this? No. Cerebro 3 is still such a god-awful fucking matchup that no. Fuck it, let's go. We're doing things. Are they good things? I don't know. Surprised we didn't play around them Rhino or Scarlet Witch on Limbo. They do run Scarlet. We're gonna die, aren't we? We're gonna die, aren't we? I can see us dying. It's happening right now. Oh my god. They died on that. They died on that. Because now they can't Mystique. That's an Iron Man. We got them on the random Scarlet Witch battle. The random Scarlet Witch battle. Holy shit. It lost us the game, for sure. Okay, kind of annoying. Cerebro 2? We in the Cerebro bracket? Is that what this is? Are we in the Cerebro bracket? Yeah, I'll let my Loki die. I don't care. I'm cool. Neither of us really get to do anything with the points, too. We're both on, like, full cards. Whoa, it's not Cerebro. Holy fuck. Okay, never mind. This is sick. I was worried. I'm no longer worried. Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay. I get my Loki back. I just realized that. Oh my god, my Loki comes back. Holy shit. That changes a lot, actually. We go Iron Lad. Falcon. Get Maria Hill back. I mean, there's no reason not to play the Nightcrawler. This seems right to me. Lad can be like any number of things here. Oh, dude. My Loki doesn't come back. But I have Negasonic Middle, just kills whatever it is they play. Iron Lad can move. I know. But if it moves into there, right? They can play two things mid. That is true. This way we get an additional bunch of power, too. Yeah, let's go. What the fuck could possibly be left? A tiebreaker that we win, baby! Let's go! Let's go! Right, I kind of forgot that if they ladded a Jeff, it meant they had a Jeff, but also that is max power for 4, so we're fine. The random name war? You know how mad I would have been if we lost to that shit? Why do they look why do they look like that? Like when you look at these Jin, they don't. Is it really Genie is more a set thing because it doesn't? No, like but like this is not. This is a zombie. Like, this is a fucking zombie. Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong about that. That's a zombie. Cam a Disney adult? Not that I'm aware of. Jinn are just general spirits? Interesting. Spectre. Yeah, it's a specter or ghost. You know? It's different. I always thought they were like a little more elemental as opposed to personified, if that makes sense. That's annoying. So we still have a Shang in our deck, which is the main reason why I don't want to leave right now. Oh my. How nice. How very nice. What a nice thing for them to do for us. Okay, so here's how this goes. It goes Snowguard, Shang-Chi, Maria Hill, Loki. Wait, do we have to do it like that? Yeah, let's do it like that. Could also play a second wolf. That doesn't seem very good. What an odd situation. What an odd situation. They will Shang left. You mean right, right? I think he's predicting he'll move Wolf left. Let's fucking see. I don't think so. Let's find out, though. They played 1,000,000 cards, so I'm guessing they beat my ass here. Tie? No tie? Tie still. We win the tiebreaker! Holy shit! Whoa! Whoa, my God. You are not allowed to insult my opponents unless you're higher ranked than them. That's the rule here. You can even insult me if you're higher ranked than me. You're allowed to do it. But if you're lower ranked talking about how fucking stupid people are, I don't want to hear it. Generally, I'd say, you know, maybe there shouldn't be anyone talking about how stupid people are generally. Can I insult you anyway? You can try. It's fine. It was a bad play. I just panicked at the end. GG's. I gotcha. Everyone I play against sucks. Next time I play UKX, I demand a pump. Can we shit talk their variants? Yes. Because IQ is determined by snap rank. Look, man, if you're going to sit here and, like, talk about how it's so unfair that people... Ooh. Holy shit. There's so much to think about here, chat. Your full beard is way cuter. You have a baby face. I know, dog. I'm 78, so easy. Holy shit, I'm getting rolled. Getting fucking rolled on. So go Collector, Scorpion, Snowguard. Da-da-da-da-da. Bunch of shit. Final turn, Jin and some Lokis, I think. Jin and Juice. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. What's the top infinite cutoff rank? I don't actually know. It's a good question. Damn, 30 is a big number. Our wolf can get bigger than that, though, can't it? Our wolf can get bigger than that. Oh. Never mind. I was worried. Not so worried anymore. Forge null task? I don't think I need to do the forge. We're boomer snapping. Holy fuck. You beat 68? Oh, the pain! Oh, the pain! Literally, Mr. fucking Boomer Snap in the house. That's me. Oh, when I was just like sad about their Taskmaster. Yeah. Yeah. Why? I would love to draw 2 cards. I would fucking love to draw 2 cards. Do I draw 4 cards? I don't know. Oh, fuck. They draw 4 cards. Yeah, I do that. I do it sometimes, Peter. Dude, they drew so many cards. What the fuck? They drew too many cards, dude. Okay. I only draw 4 off X23. Okay. Oh my god, Thanos. You fucking beast. Ugh. You know what? I'm with you. I feel ya. I don't think I want to be a werewolf deck this game. They're snapping me. I'm with it. I'm going to be a Quinjet Loki deck this game. I'll play it. Get your guy. Okay. You got it. I just realized Man-Thing farms, which is very funny. I'm going to play the card Loki. It's quite powerful. I think they're snapping Phil. Sure seems like it. Gladiator. Fair enough. Frustrating. Nico. Galactus. I'm weirdly okay with this, right? They got a random Galactus, which wouldn't have worked if we'd had priority, but why are they interested in this? Because, like, you see? Eliath coin flip? No, we have one more turn on it. We have one more turn on it. Don't we just go like this? Can't they also Shang? No. Yeah, we fucking got him. Everybody loves. Everyone loves Magical Trevor because the tricks that he does are ever so clever. Why does he have death anyway? I really hate how people... I don't know a better way to say this, but it makes it so much harder to be happy for my opponents doing something cool when they go out of their way to rub it in my face that they did something cool. Does that make sense? It makes it so much harder to be happy for them because now it's just like, oh, you're being a dick. It's like, hey man, there was no need to do that. I was all happy for you, and now you're just like, oh, idiot. Don't be a fucking asshole. We're ginning. Do we want that gin? Okay. Draw 2, add 1, still draw a card. Yeah. Probably Rogue over Cosmo? No. Why would they put that in the can't be destroyed location? I'm 50-50 to draw Loki. Fuck, dude. Are you serious? Are you fucking kidding? Shit. Okay. Oh, this sucks. Okay, so it's something along the lines of like this, then like this. I don't know. Woo! We did it! There's literally too much to fucking do, dude. It's insane. Much appreciated. How do I check my drops? Oh, shit. I had my own stream paused. Oh, God. Am I not getting drops now? Oh, fuck. Oh, God, my life is so painful. Oh, God. Okay. Twitch.tv/drops/inventory. I have gotten none of my own drops. I had my shit paused. I'm on 1% on all of them. I'm on 1% on all of them. Holy shit. Any guess on the next OTA? Oh God, is that tomorrow? Is there an OTA tomorrow? Not tomorrow? Okay. Okay, good. Okay. I was worried. Off week. Okay. I was like, holy shit. Holy shit. Chavez. No. Okay. You know what? That's fine too. Let's play some cards. Widow first? No. I don't want the wolf to end up mid. I want to be able to pull the wolf to mid. Oh my God. That's painful. My Shang. It was going to be the Shang too. Brutal. I mean, does this ever win? How would it? It pulls the werewolf over. I don't know. Let's find out. got him again.